There we go. Hey, what's going on, y'all? I unmuted myself this time. It's a miracle, I know. How's everyone doing? Hi there, Willow. Good to see you. I think whatever illness we picked up is starting to slide away. But, you know, it comes in waves. Once again, a reminder to everyone, wear your fucking masks. This is something we should have been doing as a society for quite a while. Could have prevented a lot of flu deaths. Hi, Bad Road. Okay. A little better than earlier, that's good. Always sucks to feel sucky. Switch over my controls to the Switch end of the deal. And boom. There we go. You got sound, I got sound, perfect. Time to play, I guess, the final chapter of Phoenix Wright, Justice for All. Playing through Asbury Pines and Immortality Factory at the same time. Hell yeah. Let's see. Been a lot of Bust-A-Move or Puzzle Bobble, whatever it's called in your country. It's all called Puzzle Bobble now, like that. It took a little while to figure out how to advance in the Baron's Tower, because playing like had been playing kept winding up with Frisbee. Hey, still please. Playing like we had been playing was not getting anywhere close to the score we needed before it got too fast to play. So JJ started specifically building very large combos very quickly, and we finally beat the thing that we previously had not even come close to beating. So that was pretty cool. Let's see what else is getting played. Alice and Mox play Overwatch, and they're playing V-Rising. I think they're coming up on the end of that. I think they just killed Simon Belmont. Like, actual Simon Belmont. I've never seen Alice giddy over a crossover, at least not since, like, the original Smash Bros. Played this really cool medley of Castlevania songs. It starts out with Bloody Tears, and then it goes into Vampire Killer and a few others. Pretty sweet, honestly. It's good fan service. All right, well, I guess we're getting into Phoenix Wright, though, not Puzzle Bobble. Oh, JJ's also been playing Hades on and off. We're hoping to have the money to get that as a treat in December, but right now we're so far under budget. Over budget? We don't have enough money to meet our budget. Like, it's really bad, y'all. If anyone has $500 to spare, hit me up. Oh, fuck. No. So let's get into it. Let's play the game. Like, was that Triple H? The game Triple H, the Cerebral Assassin, the King of Kings. I can't believe they called him the King of Kings. Like, that's... Is this man Jesus? Because that's the only other person I've ever heard called the King of Kings. It's really interesting that they updated this so recently. 6 years after this release, which was 5 years after the original release, and it was basically just a port at that time. The Connecticut Blue Blood. Even Gilgamesh is only the king of heroes, you're right. And also he really likes collecting swords. Don't worry, I know who that guy's named after. I'm just going with it. Terrorizing, holy shit. Ice Dagger. I know that's Austin. I didn't know that story. Ice Dagger. That's incredible. They haven't just updated the voices either. On top of adding the gallery, they've updated most of the sound. Don't think the music's changed. You know, when I was a kid, big wrestlers were called things like Tugboat. Remember fucking Tugboat? Later, Earthquake. Alright. I need a drink. Not an alcoholic one, so I guess I should say a soft drink. Let's see, I got a choice of healthy apple juice, an energy drink, or the worst thing you can possibly put into your body, aka Mountain Dew. I think I'm going to take the middle ground on this one. I'm tired. Thought Earthquake was a comedian? I mean, a lot of wrestlers are comedians too, so you know. Alright, here we go. I never moved my title over. You know what? We're dealing with that. It's funny that by coincidence, my font is just a couple shades higher than this particular in-game lettering. Alright, March 23, 2:35 p.m. District Courtroom. No, I gotta get this stern like I always do it. March 23rd, 2:35 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 3. This is it, y'all. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, they're both fucked. And they can feel it. I can understand the defects acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? That is... It's nothing, Your Honor. He's so good at controlling his face most of the time. When you write a baby's name on a birth certificate, is that baptismal font? Yes. 100%. But only with holy water. You have to make the ink with holy water. That's what I'm going with. That's the line I'm drawing. Also, I learned about how Catholic holy water, apparently, if you cut regular water with holy water, it still counts as being just as holy as the original water. Like, that's pretty wild, right? So either that's true or I was being fucked with by a Catholic, and either way, that's hilarious. Alright. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, could you please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Ms. Impact's suicide note? Homeopathic holiness, there you go. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Ms. Impax herself. It is a fake. Dang. Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Ms. Impax, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. Mr. Corrida? Well, well. It looks like Ms. Impax never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about On Guard. However, Your Honor, even though this suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. On Guard could not have known that, and so that fact remains unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. This theory that On Guard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. I guess we, See, that's interesting. What if we... Like, he was spying on him the whole time. I remember that. Right? So we should show the spy camera? As it doesn't... Whoops. As it does not make sense to me that he didn't know it. The defense believes the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. On Guard to not have known it was a fake. The new voice is growing on me. What is this little item called again? It's a video camera, Your Honor. I mean, a very small one, but... Oh, that's right, a camera. Ha, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Okay, so... When was the camera invented? Because the judge grew up before that. Someone gonna go with, even like the old fucking flash powder 3-minute cameras. The very first camera capable of printing a visible scene onto film. I want to get to the bottom of how old this man is. Like, oh my god. He's always so confused at the... Oh my fucking god. Let's see. Okay. First camera invented. 1816? That's... I can't trust that. That's the AI shit. Alright, Wikipedia is usually a little bit more. The latest accepted revision, reviewed on 14 November 2025. Alright. Early photographic camera. Camera obscura, pre-17th century. Okay, and it's currently the 21st century. This judge is like a minimum of 400 years old. Documented explanation of the principle actually dates back to 391 BC to 470 BC. Lenses were used in openings of walls or closed window shutters in dark rooms. Okay, so we're gonna go with 17th century. We're gonna go with that. This man is an immortal vampire who feeds on justice instead of blood. He is a justice vampire. This is, from now on, the official canon. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Ongard knew of the existence of the note. Isn't that right? Because he was spying on the victim. If that were true, then this means Mr. Ongard would have known that the victim had forged the note. Ugh! So then, the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Ongard's motive for murder was, it suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Ongard monitored Mr. Corrida 24 hours a day. Wow, I lost my roll on Edgeworth. Just a sec. It's not as if Mr. Ongard monitored Mr. Corrida 24 hours a day. Alright, my R's are just not working today. That's okay, though. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Ongard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? Ugh. Order, Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like this time it's you who's dug his own grave. Wow, that's dark. Here we are, born to be kings. We're the princes of the... Yes. Fuck yes. As I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured, it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you're not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Ongard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I'd agree with you there, Your Honor. The prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth is stuttering. This is not like him at all. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of, who was it that hired Shelley the Killer to commit murder? That's impossible. No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? It's the killer, isn't it? It is... It's... Yes, go on. Who is it? The man himself. Mr. Shelley the Killer. Jesus Christ. Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait! Shelley the Killer? You mean the killer? The assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here, to the witness stand. Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this all right with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. So is he going to be still trying to... Like, he's going to be fighting for the conviction of On Guard, which is what he said would result in Maya's death. This has gone off the rails a long time ago. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is all right to do this. I mean, no. Very well, then. The prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your occupation, please. Oh shit, I don't have like a static filter. I'm gonna have to, I don't know, I can do an echo again. Let me see, I gotta think for a sec. How are we gonna differentiate this voice? I'm not gonna go because that'll get annoying. For me and for everyone else. 1 second here. All right, here we go. I'm gonna crumple up this can a bit so it's got a different, shallower echo. All right, here we go. I think this will work. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I am a professional assassin. I say? Whoops, I say? What is going on here? Your Honor. How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio? This massive two-way radio on the witness stand? That thing has to be at least 5.5 feet tall, not including the antenna. Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do. I can't allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. the Killer himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelley the Killer, and he's gonna present Maya, right? I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry. Maya! A voice? Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We're satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the Killer. It looks like we've run into yet another unexpected turn of events. What will happen? Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under the circumstances, so... Now then, witness. There's one thing I'd like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is this correct? It is as you say, I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. A bad dream. Isn't that what Phoenix said at the beginning of the game? Shelley the Killer. What is he gonna say? About my client. There's something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Okay. Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. Why does the judge get a crush on everyone who goes on the damn witness stand? Like, holy shit. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He's always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. He can't say on guard. Yeah, that's possibly the direction this is going to be going. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. And we already know it's on guard from earlier evidence, so this is going to get sketchy, is the best word I've got for this. There is something I must first state. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your client's... I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means? Sorry. Go on. Well, it appears this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright. That's only because you don't know about Maya's situation. Hey, Shelley, when you're done testifying, could you give your friend over there a sandwich or something? To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. Whoops. And that's why you're testifying in this manner? This is the first time one of my clients has been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me. But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It's never happened before, but if it ever did... Yes? That person would not be my client for very long. They would certainly... That's enough, please, no more! Very well, it was only a hypothetical anyway. And that is the reason I'm here today on this witness stand. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I'd think that would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role. Their role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. You... Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die? Dang! Ah, no! No, I didn't say anything! The judge had better watch himself. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. We understand, so please, tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I can't do that. I still have a few things to say before I do. Ah, that egomaniacal. It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you. Somehow that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all this extra fluff, just tell us the name already. Patience. Try to calm down a little, it's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and closed, so you're gonna have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. Alright. Gotta be a clue in here. So this one's gonna be useless. Let's try... Let's see if I missed anything. Starting from 2. Honestly, I may as well start from 1. The game's tricked me before. We can hear anything you have to say later. Yada yada. Alright, nothing I can see in there. Alright. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. These are the roles and duties an assassin and his client are to carry out. I'm sorry, but I was... Oh, there we go. We got it. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said your client had already broken the rules. See, I thought I was going to have to find some evidence. The game has tricked me, but in a way that benefits me. Hey, Shelley, when you're done testifying, could you give your friend over there a... Oh, I already read that. Fuck. Oh, my brain ain't working today. You said your client had already broken the rules. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person. I've no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck, an assassin with a conscience. Who'd have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we cannot proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think, really. In that case, I believe I'm prepared to disclose the information you seek. You've made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we're ready. So by that logic, prove to him that On Guard broke... Well, he already knows On Guard broke the rules. He just wanted us to understand that he understood that and why it's important to him. Very interesting. Excellent. Oh, hey, there we go. Now then, I do believe it's about time I revealed the name of my client. Don't you agree? I don't really care about all this extra fluff, just tell us the name already. Oh, whoops, I hit the wrong button. What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness? Alright, what's the big twist? What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? That person's name is... Adrian Andrews. There's your twist. Witness! That's not how you told me it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What? This can't be! On the phone earlier! What is going on here? My guess is that Mr. the Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with the court, Mr. the Killer told him a different name. Matt On Guard, perhaps? I knew it! This is outrageous! I was deceived! This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. Ugh, you, Shelley the Killer. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt On Guard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't make sense for him to do the thing that would have gotten Maya killed. He wouldn't have pushed towards that. That's as far as I got, though. Hadn't quite sussed this one out before the finish line. Might still not have. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. I know it's illegal to lie to the cops about a case, but I know it's illegal to lie to the court. But I don't know if it's illegal to lie to a prosecutor about the case. I don't either. Plus, it depends on if we're in Oh, what was it? Something Fornia was the joke. I want to say California because then it's Warui, California. That's pretty good, right? Furthermore, there's a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we've heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. So if he's still willing to lie for On Guard, he doesn't believe that Matt's broken the client's rules. But he broke his own rules by trying to pass the guilt onto someone else. He did just confess to murder in court, so I don't think perjury is a huge problem. Yep, California, that's the one. And we've heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Good boy, Risby. Mr. The Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it's obvious to me. So yeah, they were talking about setting people up earlier. You remember that? How everyone seemed to be. This is Clue. This is Clue the anime. Clue the visual novel anime at this point. Mr. the Killer in the hotel. With all this evidence, it's obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt On Guard is innocent. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you've reached a verdict. Oh my god, he's insufferable. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, On Guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. With the rope, since the victim was strangled? Yeah, I guess so. And also the knife was in the room, but you can move those around pretty freely. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer's lying. And On Guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Live with myself if I win this? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley the Killer is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Ms. Andrews? The suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. the Killer himself has testified. He's named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife, the button, donning the nickel samurai costume. But that's... You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impacts was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I'd say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please. Help me. Yeah, I know the truth. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I believe you've reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? I mean, we're gonna hit continue, right? This is justice for all. Phoenix? Can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You're a lawyer. No. But Matt Engard is a killer. A murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Ms. Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than Engard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it's because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Engard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. Hey, Nick's finally getting it. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do. Oh, right, I forgot. His monologues are all out loud. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. DeKiller. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right? But, that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth, that's my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at, and I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. DeKiller. Right away, Your Honor. Oh, there's that big ol' Edgeworth smile. I hope Mia will forgive us. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About... All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? The name of your client. Well, actually, we'd like to hear everything you know about this case. That's how things are, usually done. What are you talking about? Usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. DeKiller, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. Your legalese and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? I mean, there's more reasons for that. About my client, Part 2. As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrido was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. You can't see my finger quotes that I'm doing. They're very large finger quotes around both the words knife and button, to be clear. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. There are so many serial killer tropes going on right now. This is a most unexpected turn of events for the fifth chime now? However, this time everything's finally been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness, as if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. Honestly, I'm not sure I ever did. Oh, that makes two of us. About my client, Part 2. As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. Alright. Cross-examination, go. However, what is it, Mr. Wright? If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end. I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit? Yes. How much is your fee? Asking for a friend. Oh my god. I see you're also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you'd like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. No. Mr. Wright? Yes? You want to kill me. You want me dead, don't you? What? Why would you think something like that, Your Honor? Guilty! Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are hereby declared guilty. Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? And they are your client, are they not? You think he pays income tax? I can almost guarantee it. He's probably totally straight-laced in the eyes of the law. I ask for entirely personal reason. Also fair. One thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. I think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. I like that they've intentionally made the radio look like a robot face. I think that's a nice touch. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Ah, yeah, well, a change in occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I'm the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. That goes without saying, Mr. the Killer. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt. Do you think he lies about his job, or does he report it as illegal income? I'm guessing illegal income, which I do believe is an actual thing you can do. You know, if you trust the IRS that much. My client did it to frame another for the crime. This is some good stuff we're getting right here. This is comedy. Are you talking about the button and the knife? Yes, and my business card. Oh, this card. So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make a point to make things as easy as possible. You try to make things easy? My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. He is pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. It is really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. If it weren't on the form, they couldn't go after criminals. You know what? That makes sense. They couldn't go after criminals for tax evasion. While pretending to be the person to discover the body and enter the scene, hold it! So you're saying that most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan your alibi too. No, I already told you I have no intention of using your services ever. Luigi Deathglare. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrido was dead. From the very beginning. That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. That doesn't line up with the tomato juice. Deathglare. I thought his last name was Mario. Yeah, Deathglare is his maiden name. No, wait, that makes it sound like he married his brother. Let's rewind that. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. Wonder if that's really true. That's odd. Huh? Edgeworth even hints at it. I'm eager. No, we gotta press all of these. These are too funny. Thank you, Bat Road. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. So why do you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. OnGuard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Sadly, that's not possible. Huh? My job is to kill, that is all, and to leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. To protect the world from devastation, to unite all peoples within our nation, to denounce the evils of truth and love and extend our reach to the stars above. Phoenix. Edgeworth. Team Ace Attorney, blast off at the speed of light. Surrender now or prepare objection. That's the song now. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. Team lawyer, that also works. That's one of the ones I stumbled through. I almost just said ace attorney instead of team anything. Why hire an assassin, then go to the crime scene if the entire point of the assassin was to not go to the crime scene? Yes, it doesn't add up. Like, this is not a convincing lie. You've seen the name of Team Rocket, the meme of Team Rocket outfits swapped. It looks perfectly right. Ooh, I should check that out. You know, out of professional curiosity. And that's all you have to testify. Yes, and I pray that I'll never be called to the stand again. Again? As in you plan to continue? I've killed and I will kill again, and I'm saying that in court under oath. I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Is that what Apollo Justice is going to be about? He's going to be an assassin defense attorney? Because I'd play that game. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No. I'm fine, really. Are you really now? I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you gonna do now, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies. That's true. However, you realize that'll be very bad for our client, right? I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. You gotta keep him talking so nobody will explode. Alright, this is where we gotta show that blasted juice.
Objection!
Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room... Whoops. Your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered. But how do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass? Mr. DeKiller's supposed client thought Mr. Corrida had only fainted. Which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That's not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they'd never have left their fingerprints behind. I see a point. Mr. Edgeworth, what's your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the exact same thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you're mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. Man, this guy's actually kind of bad at his job, huh? How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Yeah, I was also noticing the lack of pronouns. Like, they literally referred to Adrian as this person a couple times. Was there, like, some transphobic shit in the original version? Shelley to witness. Very nice. I'll have to look in to see if there's information as to why this is. Phoenix? If the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. It might just be Japanese pronoun weirdness. That's very possible. Ah. Sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyway, I am positive that there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items to Killer Left Behind to get here. Oh my god. I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with these items. Yeah, that's the thing, is it just seems like it's in this chapter, and it's even referring to other characters who've been gendered before. Specifically Andrews. She's been getting a lot of, that person. Alright, well. The request came to me about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I've made no mistakes. So, you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. We're literally just trying to bumblefuck around until Gumshoe gets back. This request came to me, about a week ago. Oh, we got the key change. So it's treating this very seriously. 1 week ago. Are you sure? Yes, I'm quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations. And I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind. Please stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind. A specific date and time? It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. Did you ask why that specific night? No. I try to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request, but as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? It may also just be because they're trying to refer to both Andrews and On Guard at the same time. Because we're trying to dance around the two of them. I think that makes the most sense here. We're trying not to single one or the other out through the dialogue. That's my hope. So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? Why did your client request that night? I almost said night off. I'm sure it was all for the bear. I did it all for the bear. The bear! The bear! The bear! So you can take that bear and shove it up. You know what? That's all. I'm not going further with that one. The bear. My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Corrida's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. You must be talking about the bear puzzle. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference, after all. That is correct. And if I've not done the job that night, I would not have known where the bear figurine was. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? I'm actually not sure. I don't think it was. I don't see that sending us anywhere else, so let's go back and look at some other dialogue. What the killer said sounds plausible, but in the end, it's just his conjecture. No, Your Honor, I don't think it's very important. Well then, witness, please continue. I don't usually do that. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. Whoops. Press. Here we go. Think it was the right choice? So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? Oh, no, this is what we're pushing on. What was that brief pause? Witness, I'd like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I've never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright, was that testimony of any importance? I don't think this was important either. Oh, we're gonna keep going. No, that's gotta be it. Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet... Oh, I accidentally pressed again. My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? So I did the correct thing by accident. But it was what I'd intended to do anyway. I've already told you, Mr. Wright. I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. Oh! Oh! Pronoun fuck up. That's when I thought I can trust this person as a client. It's true what they say about talking face to face. Okay, so I hit no and we went in a different direction. Okay. I thought I'd misclicked, but no, this is just apparently what we're doing. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? It was very important. Now I understand why the pronoun game was happening. If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Ah, really? If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well. So yeah, now we just present Adrian. They're placed in as two different. That's cute. Objection! I'd like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was that he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that's correct. I'm sorry, but that's an impossible tale. What? Telly the killer. You've never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up. About her. So what's the issue? What did you just say? What did you say just now? About her. If you'd ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she's a woman. And then the radio exploded. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following. That he always meets face to face with his clients when taking their request. But he's never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. Best witness breakdown ever. I don't know, we may not beat the puppet. I liked it when the puppet died. That means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Ms. Adrian Andrews. Oh my god, it's sweating oil. What the fuck? There's not any moving parts aside from the switches. That's a lot of oil for a micro switch. Thank you, Bad Road. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. Radio oil for all the moving parts. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very androgynous name. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. the Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. Either that, or he's being transphobic. We like to imagine that it's the former. What? What's going on? This man is not fit to be a judge. I think we can all agree with that. Shelley the killer. This court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. I know he's just gonna spit out more lies. Yeah, that's what we want, though. Very well, but this time give us the truth and nothing but the truth. Not the whole truth, though. You can hold some of it back. This is incredible. Oh my god. Request taking, part 2. Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. I've decided to go with the Homer Simpson voice for when he's scared. It just kind of happened. There may have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Corrida and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. So you took this job through a letter? He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony. Yes, thank you, Nick. You're very observant. Which means he is definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Because we trust each other. They're having to redo a bit of their enemies to lovers arc that they had in the first game. Buzz buzz. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. That was my phone going off. Request taking, part 2. Oh, this is getting interesting. I actually thought this would be over by now, like before the break. I'm so happy that it isn't. This is really good. Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now, let's stop with this game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright then, just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such hard words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. Tequila met with his client? We don't. We absolutely do not. In fact, we have proof that, he didn't meet with this. Yeah. Alright, we don't have anything for this one. Let's keep going. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof. I see. Then your line of questioning was just another waste of time. Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong. He got us there, y'all. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. Okay, but Why would you not meet certain clients? So do you think the new voice lines are like from old masters, or did they re-record them? Either way, it was weird at first, but they have really grown on me. Recently, I've been receiving more requests. If I met each and every client, I'd lose some nice business opportunities. Nice business opportunities? On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I've joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail. Oh, so something easily traceable, huh? Electronic mail? Do you have to mail that in a special insulated envelope? Well, we knew that he didn't know what a camera was, so... Which is funny, because earlier in this game, he did know what a camera was. Like, that's fucking wild. I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by electronic mail is what is commonly referred to as email. Email? In a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot hands down. Do you think he'd beat Solid Snake, though? Anyway, so you took this job without having met your client, and... The request was for the murder of Juan Corrida and 2 or 3 other small things. Two or three other things? Yes. And what were those other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. You sure about that? What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? Absolutely not. It'd be really bad if I pushed his buttons the wrong way and he got mad. Well, that's why we have a save function. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I've said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder what's pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you're planning to betray your own client? I like the hopping. That was good. Reminded me of Brave Little Toaster. Checking the email, checking the email. Oh, I was doing a different one. Checking the email. Checking the email every week. I hope it's sent by a female. Fucking Strong Bad. Is always. He's a bad guy. That's why that song "Strong Bad is a Bad Guy" is so well remembered. That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber. Uh-oh, this might have been the wrong way. The music change makes me think it was correct, though. And should you turn out to be one... Whoa, wait. Uh-oh. This is looking really bad now. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Yes, absolutely is. Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. Seriously, this does have just Brave Little Toaster energy all over it. That was one of Zoo's favorite movies when we were really little. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? Man, in a contest of mimicry, Phoenix Wright could... After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Corrida's suitcase. And then, what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client? Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. I thought he hadn't met his client. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony. As you wish. One of these was to find the bear figurine and to give it to Adrian Andrews. Seriously though, this guy is not good at this. How has he survived in the fucking hitman business this long? 47 would have killed him as a minor target in the second map. So, I'm gonna push him on it, and then I think we're gonna have to figure out what to present against it. I found this figurine at Mr. Onguard's mansion. If you gave it to Ms. Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. Oh, I just reversed which one was echoing. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Onguard, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? No, that one is actually really solid. It's no use. As long as I can't put my finger on the central problem here, pressing this witness anymore would be extremely dangerous. It's apparent Mr. Wright has no problem. Well then, witness, please continue. No, I do have a problem. I just need to present a piece of evidence for it. Alright, what are we doing here? We can try presenting the suicide note? Which is the supposed reason for the killing. We just saved. I'm gonna try this. This sounds right to me. Okay, good. I got your support. Objection! Shelley the killer. If you had really given the bear to Ms. Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. Yep. Yep. Good. We were all on the same page. Me, Willow, and Phoenix Wright. This item? I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Ms. Andrews' testimony. And I was gonna burn it for her sake. If even for a single minute this bear had actually been in Ms. Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it. Alright. So, I looked it up the other night because I knew we were approaching the end. There's two endings that split off from right here. The bad ending is the one we're supposed to go, we can go for first. Basically, we pursue a not guilty verdict here if we want to get the bad ending. Order, order. So that's where you two were going. So, by the fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means? It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Order! 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 Ugh, Mr. Phoenix Wright. So do we want to see the bad ending, or do we want to move on to the good ending? I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's enough. If that is your intention, then there is only one thing for me to do. Yeah, I can save before we do it. Wait, please. Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No, please. Not that. Please, wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end and I may stay my hand. Otherwise... What in... Mr. Wright, are you... having a nervous breakdown? Yeah. He lasted longer than I thought he would. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony? Whoops. Or is this enough? Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... Ugh. The prosecution, What's come over everyone? Even you, or... The prosecution rests. What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that's the case, then even though I'm reluctant, I must believe that Mr. Tequila's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley Tequila's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. If I end the trial here right now, then your client, Matt Ongard, would be declared innocent, and in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. Andrews be charged with murder. The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt Ongard, to the stand. The items from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Dude, did the old guy finally decide? Saving it on an alternate slot. To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You've done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you're innocent. I have scars on my face. The symbol that I'm evil. I have scars on my face. So I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. On Guard? What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. I'm not refreshing like a spring breeze crap. It's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Why are you British now? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice or should I save Maya's life? You'd better get On Guard a guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya will... I honestly don't think I want to see the other ending. Maybe I will later on my own time. I want to see the good ending on this one. But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, then Ms. Andrews will be charged as the murderer. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. Maya would not be happy with your choice if you let a murderer go free and an innocent person take their place. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt On Guard, is innocent. Huh. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's going to say what I want, aren't you? Right? I can't do this. But I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My heart evidence. My client, Matt On Guard, is... We're waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt On Guard, your client deserves an answer. No, sorry. Matt On Guard, your client deserves an answer. Had to change the syntax a bit. Maya, I'm sorry. Matt On Guard... Jesus Christ. Franziska von Karma? Never thought I'd be happy to see her. What are you do? Ow! You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The final pieces, do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. By the way, sorry for my atrocious German accent. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine and his injuries are minor. All of the items are inside this. What a filthy old coat this is. That's gumshoes. You can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there's nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what's inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial's already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I don't believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of the trial. What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. God, I wish real prosecutors were like that. I request that Ms. Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you're right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by the court. Now, Ms. Von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there'll be something that'll turn this whole situation around. Like a miracle, I'm sure of it. This is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? More details are needed. Let's get as much information as we can. Oh wait, that's not needed. This is needed. Does that pistol have any relation to the case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, but I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me. That's the pistol he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullets they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Franziska. I'm so jealous of that pistol. It's probably not going to help us very much. A small caliber pistol that is thought to have been fired by the killer at Franziska. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. I bet the killer took that from the on-guard mansion. Have you checked the contents of the tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh, right. But I'd speculate that this tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Shelly the killer is no ordinary man. One of the items retrieved, the killer violently tried to recover it, contents unknown. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Hey, like he was wearing at the start, the first time we saw him. Was that used during the crime? I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it, the killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There's one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There's a button missing on this uniform. A button? It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. Worn by the killer on the night of the murder. One of its special buttons is missing. That's all I have to present, Your Honor. It's just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honor? I'm sure were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelly to Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Ms. Von Karma. You may step down now. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix? I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? That is the most anime phrasing he could have possibly used. I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. The tape would save things? Yeah. Yes. Definitely gonna save here. Because we're about to be asked a very important question, I think. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's try. For my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2. The first, make On Guard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If On Guard himself wishes to be convicted, then he'll let his hostage go. This is the softest version of Mia's voice I have ever done. It is surprisingly stressful. That may be true, but it's asking me to do the impossible. The second way, force the killer to end his contract with On Guard. If the killer were to no longer think of On Guard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. He's a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else, like an attorney. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger the problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what's always worked for us? Oh. The other side. Wait, does she mean... I think we're about to call a witness to the stand. You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We've seen all the pieces of evidence. And that is how we've come to know the truth. But there's one person who has yet to see them all. And that person does not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end. There are no objections this time, correct? I haven't been home in days, please. Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? I am Albert Wesker. Yeah, I went full Albert Wesker at some point. I've already told you, Mr. Wright, this court does not need any more evidence. I'm not saying it's us that need the evidence, Your Honor. Then you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance. One chance. One opportunity. Would you let it go? Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person. That's impossible. To turn the situation around in one try? That's the miracle. One try, that's all I'll permit. I have to try to remember everything that's happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking Enguarde down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Vomit on his sweater already, Mom's spaghetti. I mean, there's really only one person, right? I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you'd like to show this person. Like Willow said. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there's some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Bailiff, yes, please bring the transceiver from earlier. Oh my god, that had me holding my breath. Alright, it looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to the trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence. Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client to not watch it, so I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you're on this tape. Me? Yep. There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Guess who tried to... Guess who tried... I say frame. It's not really framing. But guess who tried to break his contract? There was a video camera hidden at the scene. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted a camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright? Why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Mac Ongard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted blackmail on you. Yep, Willow got it. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelley the Killer? Ah! It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yeah, by a natural. That's the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes. You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. I don't understand how we're blackmailing him if he leaves a business card anyway. Well, he would have pictures of his face and evidence of exactly what he's done, because a calling card isn't actually evidence. Anyone could print one of those. So it definitely comes back around to making sure you have the actual action on screen. You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? It's hard to learn not to trust. That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then that client would become my next target. For the honor of the Killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. Now Matt's gonna want to be in jail. We just did both in one. I see. Well, that's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. I get it. I kind of admire that the killer didn't even consider that someone would want to betray him. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright? Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item! Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. Whoops. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, actually, I'm sort of... I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness. Ah! Ms. Von Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. She teleported into the room and nothing personnel kidded the judge. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Mr. On Guard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You'll finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. Yes, No, honestly, we shouldn't be surprised that the judge doesn't recognize Maya's voice. The judge seems to forget everything within about 20-30 minutes of when he last hears it. But before that, I'd like to make one final statement. So, you know, same as me. I also wouldn't recognize a friend's voice 20 minutes later. Dang. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you'd understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me? Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is this all right with you, Mr. Wright? Holy crap. That's the most respect he has ever given to Nick, and we're at the end of the second game. We finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whatever way your heart tells you. Right on, Chief. So, I accidentally got spoilered on this one choice when I was looking at the ending, or how to get the two endings. As far as I'm aware, this choice doesn't matter. But I say we tell Matt On Guard that he has to go back out into the world. What do y'all think? I say we plead not guilty. I think that's the least that Matt On Guard deserves. Don't you? Maybe he'll fire us as his counsel. Willow's Tord. This guy murdered someone, almost had another person murdered, and then drove someone else to suicide. And then he tried to fucking betray the person who did his dirty work. Oh, that's true. Well, I hit save. No, actually, we've already got too much evidence for Adrian being innocent. So I think Adrian is safe now. So I'm gonna try pleading not guilty. We just saved if something bad does happen. But apparently, the outcome is the same either way from what I've seen. She might be charged but acquitted. Very, very possible. Alright, we're gonna plead not guilty. Congratulations, Mr. Matt On Guard. Please make sure to savor every moment of what little time you have left. Holy shit, Nick! Your Honor, as always, the defense pleads not guilty. Very well. This court finds the defendant Matt on guard. Hold it! Please wait. What's the matter? If I get a not guilty, I'll be killed. I'm no guilty. Does that imply that he scratched up his own face initially? He gave himself evil claw marks? Did he scar up his face to look cool? Dang. As always, it looks like we've uncovered the real truth. We? I don't remember you helping out much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard? I've left Ms. Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whip leather right now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. Must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. Guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I'd finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I'm really happy that you two are in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Did we just get a trans allegory? It looks like we've resolved everything at last. As for myself, there's still a few things I'm confused about. Like, how did I get my beard so long and luxurious? But everyone seems to be in good spirits. And that's good enough for me. That's all. This court is adjourned. March 23, 5:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time, but you have to look past all that to what's really important. You now realize that there's something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Hey, that's what Edgeworth had to learn in the first game. Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a sec. Think to the moment before Ms. Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? My client, Matt On Guard, is... Is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then, and your answer. Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. It was really well handled. I'm kind of surprised. Edgeworth? I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? Pearls, you're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Mystic Maya's safe. You did it. You really did it, Mr. Nick. Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Thanks. Oh. What's wrong? What's wrong? Ms. Von Karma. About earlier, thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost! Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you! Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I'd lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. Has Pearl met Miles before? I actually don't know. I think Pearl's got to wear baggier clothes. She's going to keep channeling Mia. Yeah, I think that the robes they wear are specifically built to that purpose, but it still managed to be small because Mia is like 6 feet tall. Mia is not a short woman. It was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. Huh. As well you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself as defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant, but every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge that we hold in everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one, it's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This, I promise you.
The truth?
Yes. That's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, right? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding, isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night.
Oh, is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick?
You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself.
You pathetic fool! Ms. Von Karma? I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser.
Oh no, that wasn't a picture of Edgeworth, that was a picture of Nick. The spiked back hair. They were in lawyer school together, remember? You know, as children. This world's weird.
A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect.
Nick had a huge mouse then. There, fair enough.
Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over.
Franziska threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gum? Oh no. She left Gumshoe out in the snow. Wasn't Larry Butts in their class too? I think so. I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. I don't know how I missed that.
Isn't that Ms. Von Karma's whip?
I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay. I also thought it should be a prosecutor's badge.
Nick!
Maya!
Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya!
Big hugs.
Oh, Nick, I knew you'd come through. You got on guard convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me.
Well, of course I did. No, I never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You are really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I'd just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly.
Is it really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Hey, don't mention it. Maya?
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm relieved you're all right.
I have a hard time expressing my feelings in front of others. Hey, it looks like you made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Ah. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Huh. Well, she's got room for that sandwich and or jelly donut. Please tell me they let her stop for a burger before going to let her stop for a burger before going to the courthouse. Nope. Pearl is a small medium. Maya's a medium, and Mia, she would have been a large medium, yeah. And a large lawyer. Huh. That's clever. Alright. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick. Food. Grub. Chow. Edibles. I can't think of other... Grub? No, she already said grub. Fuck, I can't do this bit. Vittles. Victuals, which I believe is the word that vittles comes off of. Snacks, there we go. A little nom down the throat hole. Wink wink nudge nudge. Sustenance. Charcuterie. Well, that's a specific kind of food. You know what? I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? Come on, I'm a prime rib at least. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. Yes, please become, like, friends outside of work. If you insist. Yes! Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awful evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided that we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick. Food. March 23, 7:38 p.m. Gatewater Hotel, hotel lobby. Hey, pal! Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I'd hit a telephone pole, you know, of all things. A telephone pole? Nope, wasn't a red light that got him? You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, that was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai, and I was in that show. Thanks? Now look here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor, don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Right too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everyone gather round. Y'all are gonna need your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. I believe it's in evidence right now. Old Bag had it. Yeah. Looks like Lotta bought herself a new... So it is still in evidence. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal. Amen to that, pal. Amen. Hey, he didn't complain that she said pal this time. You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, detective. Ah, me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Ah, well, you know, it's... Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Oh, what's our... What's... It's gonna add something to the court record now, right? This is a good bit. This is a good bit. Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a fourth item? Oh, come on, y'all. It's over. But who, boy, I tell ya, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? Well, I guess they put it in his... It was in his coat pocket. So he doesn't have that. Oh, what happened to it? You can't just put Chekhov's fourth items out there and... You think? Why does she look so happy about that? Well, being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. Huh. You know, I don't know where it went. Oh, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. Ah. Sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. Huh? What is it, Edgeworth? It's the... This thing is picking something up. Ah, that's Ms. Von Kamma's receiver. Ugh, thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. Can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. Yeah, that was like 10 miles over the line. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. And you've eaten way too much, you glutton! Hey, Nick. Shut up. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me... Wait. What? I just want to say... Thank you, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. Huh. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. Yes, already, right? Huh. Should I give him the lawyer badge? No, actually. Yeah, the description. On the whip. This is the one. What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and, well, her. No need to thank me. I was only doing my job. It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya? Huh? Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean? Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway, so who's paying for this lovely dinner party? As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick. Huh?
Hey, yeah, I'm kind of at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kind of already put your name on the bill.
What? Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beaut here. It better be anyhow for $3,000. Huh? 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 Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. You bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. There we go. Ah! Oh! Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Aw, you don't need to hold back now, you hear?
Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out.
This is gonna be the first time I hear the real you. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
Here we go. All right, then. If you say so.
Objection!
That's lovely. That was a really good ending.
You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. Trying to think, has he ever had a paying client? I'm so happy you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners, so I sort of made reservations for the two of you just in case. I mean, I guess there was minor cases between games, but I think everything else has been pro bono. Maybe the circus, actually. Well, pal, looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated. I already said things like letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it. Crashing headlong and everything's the only way to live, pal. Hey, look who it is. I, Maggie Bird, am retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm gonna be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. He wasn't even in this game. Yes, are you here to visit a patient? I'm Director Hottie. Recently, yes, that girl, you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember if I even laid so much as an eye on her, it would go crack. It didn't matter if I got whipped, though. Yes. Did we really have to see what he's up to? Must be nice to get a paid cameo. Yeah, she was a character in the first game. It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, sweetie. And to let the world know we're serious, I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey Max, what do you think Zimbabwe's like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk? No. I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they wouldn't laugh at Moe's jokes. That was a weird choice to make a magic comment about Zimbabwe. Eyes narrowed. I'm ready! There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls represent! We've got our new act all worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah Chorus. Hey, something, will ya? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. What's this? Drat, it's just another ordinary electric razor. I can't believe this. Really? How long do they plan on making me do this? Ah, but Edgy Poo's idea, so that means it must have a deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? Oh, it was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty. Feel pain, heal, yes, feet burn, playing with fire, very dangerous, where the scenery burned right to the... Lovely. I appreciate everything you and Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right, I received a letter from Ms. Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. Right, so she did end up in jail, but obviously on a much lesser charge, like obstruction of justice? Tampering with evidence? It has become difficult for me in this country. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit. We must both be blessed with... Ah, that was too fast. Anyway, he exploded. That is a huge fucking speaker there. I too am glad I had the cup handy. March 23, 9:42 p.m. International departures, Gate 12. Where are you going, Franziska? Homepage, don't tell me it's on the clear web, apparently. How did you know I was here? With this. That. I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. Huh. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you gonna do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what, and failure, such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that, but me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you're a prosecutor. You have been, and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right? You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? Genius is such an ill-defined term. Manfred von Karma was a bad man who was very good at getting innocent people convicted of awful crimes.
I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you'll think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip.
You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge.
I see.
You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today.
I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did.
Adrian Andrews.
You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics, isn't that right? Huh. Today, you chased after me after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you're going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma.
I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm gonna walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. You'd better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again.
Interesting. Oh, that's good. Oh, it was hidden in front of us the whole time. That's wonderful. Well, dang, if we'd taken a break, we would have ended exactly on time. Alright, well that's it for Justice for All. Want to remind y'all, real quick here, that there is still a civil rights movement happening around the country and the wider world. Black Americans, people of color, are fighting for things that shouldn't have to be fought for, like equal rights, equal treatment under the law, and not be attacked, terrorized, and even murdered by the police. And we have listed here a few ways that we can help. They include the Bail Fund Network to help keep protesters out of jail, the Okra Project, and the Black Trans Travel Fund to help black, trans, and non-binary people with food, supplies, and travel out of dangerous situations, and the Black Hills Legal Fund, the Lakota People's Fund to take back their land, the Six Grandfathers, which was stolen by white people, arbitrarily renamed to Mount Rushmore, and then had some white slave owners' faces carved into the side of it. Black Lives Matter, the lives of people of color matter, Indigenous lives and lands matter, Asian and Pacific Islander lives matter. These are things we got to keep saying and pushing and fighting for till the people all the way to the top not only understand and acknowledge them, but work to make them real protected truths. All right, so if you want to support us, please do head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/ifwhen. There's 2 new tracks up right now. One's on the $5 tier, one's on the $10 tier, so even a couple bucks.
is great, and you'll get a shout out at the end of the streams as well if you want it. Thank you to Green, Angelic, Melly Basket, Sky, and Andemonium. You're helping us keep going every single day. We've got a schedule over at truckcommunity.neocities.org, updated each week by Andemonium. Our next stream is Bad Road on his channel tomorrow. And he's playing Castlevania Legacy of Darkness, and then after that it's going to be 2 with more of the Lone Wolf book series. Good stuff all around. And our YouTube VODs are over at youtube.com/@ifwhenvod. All the streams we've done on this channel are up there and available for viewing. Alright, so that's all of that. I think that's everything I gotta say. My next game is we're pivoting to horror for a few weeks. And I can't remember the name of the fucking game. Yeah. Find it real quick. Alright. The game is called... Not it, that's not it. There it is. Labyrinth of the Demon King is the game that I'll be starting next week. And it's kind of like a Kingsfield type of game, blended with more of that survival horror element that y'all know I love. All right. That's everything. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time. Good night, everyone.